All right, the other day, I noticed that the SEC gave like a record reward to a whistleblower, right? And they didn't say what company it was, so I'm just like really curious to see what case that is. See if it's eBay. But anyways, so they give rewards to them, right? They give them rewards for blowing the whistle. Okay. You give rewards, the IRS gives a reward, right? For friggin' turning someone in for taxes, snitching on a tax evader. And then, the DEA offers rewards too for drugs. So I'm thinking about this. I'm like, yeah, that's a good idea. That's a really good idea. Why don't we go ahead and take that a step further and go ahead and apply that to other aspects of government? And why don't we go ahead and offer a reward system like that to government employees? Because I know this for a fact that I know somebody who could do this right now and get a nice hefty reward bonus. Now, maybe the reward would be based on, you couldn't really gauge half, but if let's say they found that the board that issues the rewards figured out that this person saved us 50 grand. We'll give them like a $5,000 bonus, or if it's a $10,000 idea, or if it's $1 million idea, maybe you give them 100 grand or something like that. Because, hey, especially when the idea is going to work off into the future, like you'd have to give them like the reward based on that year's savings or whatever, but we could be receiving those benefits for years and years and years. So what you do is you offer full whistleblower protection, to people within the government, just regular government employees, each time they can find an idea that will save us money, because we all know how much the government wastes, but it's not exactly like I can just start crashing into their office like a friggin' bull in a china shop and start cracking down and cracking heads on this. Nobody, or the politicians don't seem to want to do that. So here's an idea that would work. Everybody wins. Government employees can make a bunch of money in bonuses, extra bonuses, because we all know how much people like rewards and bonuses. So, yeah, that right there, I mean, how long would it take, dude? About a year, and we'd probably be so lean and mean that you wouldn't even believe it. We could probably cut the budget like 50% by doing that. Just find people who are already there in the trenches who can see what's going on, because they have to deal with it. It's just right there in their face on a day-to-day basis, just pissing them off. I mean, that's going to bring up morale of the government employees too, because you think they take their job seriously when it's just a complete joke with the money. Everywhere they look around, they just see all this money just being friggin' wasted and blown and all this. So we'd have to develop a system and a process, which we don't want to make that too expensive either, because you know how the government is. They will do a friggin' meeting to do a 5-minute job. They'll have a 5-hour meeting with like a committee of 5 or 10 people for something that it's going to take one dude 5 minutes to do. That right there is another way we could probably save like 50% on what we spend for the government, because that's the way they do everything, dude. They have to have a friggin' they have to form a committee and get a budget and all this shit just to friggin' decide something that's going to it ends up costing you more to sit there and talk about what you're going to do than it does to actually do the task. So that's another thing we need to work on. There's got to be a solution we can come up with here. I mean, we got 300-400 million people in this country. Plenty of brains. Somebody's got to have an idea or a solution out there. All right, bye.